leg kick, got his foot down and drove it out. And he was just like, why would I look at spin when he already blew 2 fastballs by me? That's called wherewithal.
Yeah.
And we love wherewithal. Welcome back to Beyond the Diamond Memorial Day, Monday morning remote edition. It's me, producer Josh. B-Dog is coaching his big NIT tournament, I think it was. That's what he said yesterday.
Yeah, one of the biggest tournaments of the year.
Yeah, like
on
200 teams.
Memorial Day. He's missing the pool right now.
He's so mad. He's so mad he can't Jib Tan Laundry pool and be on this episode. Believe it or not, the Astros took 3-4 the Seattle Mariners at home. Swept. And I am pleasantly surprised. The birds are chirping. Breakfast is better. Coffee's better. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Christian walkoffer. I like you see Dex.
Yeah, Christian Skywalker. A lot of on Star Wars,
Star Wars
weekend.
Yeah,
that was low hanging fruit.
Hey, that wasn't a cheapie either. It kind of looked like it visually, but it was out.
He hit the shit out of it.
It was out in 12 of 30 ballparks. It wasn't with the Crawford box scraper. That was he hit the shit out of that.
Well, 0-2 count, and I liked how he talked about his approach. He shortened up his leg kick, got his foot down and drove it out. And he was just like, why would I look at spin when he already blew 2 fastballs by me? That's called wherewithal.
Yeah.
And we love wherewithal. If you're new, this is your first year with us, or you've been here since Jump Street, 4 years in the making, we're big on X wherewithal on the X dog meter in the metrics that we use here at Apollo Media.
Yep.
But before that, you almost called this sweep. You're on the pod.
You know, realistically, I was thinking 3-1, but I wanted to just kind of be crazy and say sweep.
For the clip.
I should have. 3-1 is not as fun to predict. But like sweep. I was hoping they had a chance. Bullpen kind of blew that game, but I will take 3-1.
Hey, Brian Brady's just human against the Mariners, and that's it. I mean, his only earned runs he's given up this year is against the Mariners in 2 games.
Is it really?
Everyone else, he's lights out.
That's crazy. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
that. It's kind of.
And it was a cheapie and Oppo Taco cheapie into the Crawford boxes.
Yeah.
And then Cal Raleigh hit one. I mean, he hit the shit out of it, but still, game of inches.
Goddamn.
The very top of the foul pole, and on the foul side of the foul pole, it hit. So, look. That happens in baseball. You take 3 of 4 against the first place team you're chasing. You cut the deficit to 1.5, basically just 1. Yeah, you take it. And I think the name of the game and this team this offense is not pretty. It's not a GQ model 10 of 10. No, it finds a way somehow in the ugliest ways possible. And it's beautiful. And I think that's what makes baseball beautiful. And we've seen it, the 2019 offense where they score 75 runs a game and you could fall asleep in the 3rd inning and the game's over. No, you got to be locked in all 9 for these 25 Astros, and that's just fine. They find a way. They're gritty. And I think it really punched Seattle in the mouth a bit because the bullpen outside of the Brian Abreu inning was lights out for 4 straight games. And I sound like a broken record. Ross. This is 2022 levels or better. This bullpen, because our B team bullpen last night gave you like 9 outs. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick because it doesn't matter who Joe Espada calls on. I have full trust in those guys.
Yeah, no, I mean. It's not, like you said, it's not pretty. There's not like one guy that's your MVP of the season at the plate, outside of Paredes, who's kind of just been on a tear right now. But it's like next man up mentality. It's anybody. It could be a Cam Smith being a rookie hitting a little Oppo double down the line. It could be in the bullpen. It could be Caleb Ort coming out of nowhere and just being a stud. Do you look at Sean Dubin's numbers?
Dude, that's your guy.
8 2/3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 4 hits. I mean, what more can you ask from a dude that you thrown him? He's come in, I think, in the 4th inning before. He's coming in the 7th inning before. Like he's just kind of doing whatever's asked of him.
Yeah, I think I don't mean any shade or disrespect in this next comment coming out, but I think the bullpen has been almost like you put what's the things when you go bowling? Guardrails? Bumpers?
Bumpers.
Yeah. It feels very bumper when there's not a Ryan Presley you're forcing to pitch in a high leverage spot, and there's not a Taylor Scott, that guy who earned a lot of opportunities last year to this year. When you make a move to trade and salary dump Ryan Presley, and then you DFA Taylor Scott, you have these island of misfit toys essentially of Dubin and Ort and King and all these guys that are absolute dudes, and I trust in any situation because it seems like any person you call, whether it's Oker, outstanding of Whitley's 1 inning in Tampa, any of these guys you call, I'm just like, okay, sure, why not?
Yeah,
it feels very got an electric car and it's just on autopilot right now. Hey, you have the wheel, and I'm totally okay. It's a little scary. I'm gonna have my hands on the wheel. They're gonna be there, but this autonomous vehicle is taking me all the way to Louisiana Street, I think.
Yeah, I mean the Astros currently have 3 pitchers. No, I'm sorry, 4 pitchers. Let's do it. 6 pitchers over 190 ERA plus. That's crazy. Can you guess all 6 of them?
Hader.
Yep.
King.
Yep.
Abreu.
Yep.
Okert.
Yep.
That's 4.
That's 4. They're all over 200. You guess the top 4.
Ort.
Yep. 196.
Who? I guess Dubin.
Hunter Brown.
Wow.
As a starting pitcher, which is crazy. His ERA plus is 194 currently.
That is crazy. Let's reverse engineer this series. Let's start with Sunday and work our way back to since Sunday's fresh.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Colton Gordon goes 5, gives up 3 early, and just grinds out 5. 4 punchies. You take that from your rookie, who now is projected to throw over 90 innings in the show this year.
Which we were like, oh, maybe he might get some starts this year. I mean,
he's looking like 90. He's looking like 90 innings guy.
He has the makeup of a guy that can consistently give you 5-6 innings.
What I like about him is the way he commands himself on the mound.
Yeah,
and granted, he's. I hope Miller and Murph talk. Hey, kid, we love the energy, we love the pace. I think he's one of the best guys that gets the ball, he's ready to go.
Yeah,
and that's all you can ask for.
Exactly,
especially as a defender on the field where you're just like, this is so boring. Like, throw the ball, let's go, let's get. And he's just like, boom, let's go, boom, let's go, boom, let's go. He has that little. I think all 5 hits were like on 0-2. Like, it just like he got a guy 0-2 and couldn't put a guy away.
Yeah. And when they were talking about it, he had at one point, I think it was out of 19 batters, he had 9 of them in 0-2 counts. Which is what
you love. What you love.
Yeah. You just got to.
Let's just stay away from the middle of the plate. On that.
After that, it's like you want to throw strikes, but you also have to know have the wherewithal to throw out of the zone on 0-2 and try and get chase.
Yeah. Well, also, I think he comes from the holy church of Chris Sale, with the 3/4.
Oh, that's a good
cross.
That's a good comp on his.
The Sean Manaea. Sean Manaea made the switch last year for the Mets, where he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on this side of the rubber. I'm gonna come at you crossfire 3/4." Gordon probably only has 3 pitches compared to those guys 4 or 5. He'll develop more as he works on things in the show.
Yeah.
But you take that. If this is your 5th starter, essentially, that is an emergency starter due to necessity, grinding 5. And I think the biggest jump for him will be like once there's enough tape on him. The adjustments that will be made. I just as a natural hitter, I think you'll see more aggressive swings early on from here on out against Colton Gordon. After 3 starts, you're like, oh, hey, this kid pounds the zone.
Yeah, he
throws a lot of strikes. Let's jump on some fastballs
to learn that swing and miss.
Yeah,
where to throw it to where if the hitter does get a bat on it, it's not going to be dangerous.
Yeah, and I think that 5.52 ERA is kind of misleading for him.
Sure.
I do think if you're just box score watching, it doesn't tell the whole story of the tape.
Yeah.
But you take it. 5 innings. Another game where the Astros were down early and just chipped away.
Well, I mean, to Gordon's credit, most rookies, you go down 3-0, you allow 3 runs in the first couple innings. That could get dangerous. But he put his foot down and got through 5. Put his team in the chance to come back, and then the Astros did what they started to do in these past few weeks,
especially at home
earlier in the season when they were down a couple, more than 2 or 3 runs by like the 4th, 5th inning. It was like game over. It felt impossible. But at this point, you hit 15 singles a game, you're gonna eventually start. Score runs, right?
We'll talk about that. Real quick. Expected ERA for Mr. Colton Gordon. What do you think it is?
So his ERA is 5. What did you say? 5.25.
Say that again. Yeah, 5.20.
Actual ERA
5.52. Sorry,
5.52. 4.30.
You're usually good at this. No, 3.02. xERA on Baseball Savant.
I thought it. So I got to think through his starts, but must be some bad luck in there, and just some. Damn, no, that's
not bad.
That's insane. That's really good.
So you take that any day of the week, especially on a kid you just called up.
Yeah.
The bullpen to continue the theme. They went 4 innings, gave 4 hits, no earned runs. Punched out 6. That was Mr. Dubin, Mr. Ort, and Brian King who got the win. He's 3-0. Dudes. Absolute dudes.
Yep.
Absolute dudes. The real story of the game, Mr. Walker.
Yeah.
Look. He's been the butt of the jokes. He changed lockers. I don't know if you read the piece that Chandler Rome did. He moved lockers. Previously, look,
was that a superstitious thing or?
Well, he didn't frame it as superstitious. He just said it's a part of the routine of baseball, which he said, I'm not going to ever call it superstitious, just the routine of baseball, which is superstitious.
Yeah.
Do you know who previously employed his, and this is, look, we're fans. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'm just going to say this. Do you know who previously employed his locker before he moved?
Before the locker he just moved to, or the one he was at?
He previously was in.
Was it a Brave? It
was Mr. Jose Abreu.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's we can't do that. Yeah.
That locker needs to stay empty for a bit.
We turn the page. It's a fresh start, and he gets 3 knocks and a walk-off boomba. 3 for 5 night. Jose Altuve. Is he back?
I mean, yeah. I mean, what? So is that 3 games in a row he's put together?
I believe so. 2 for 4 day. Paredes another 3 for 5 day. Pena 1 for 4. Mr. Smith 2 for 4 quietly, batting .261, 732 OPS in his rookie campaign. That plays. Especially when it came where it looked like we had the conversation. I think everyone was having the conversation. Hey, do you send him down? He's not playing a lot. DeZenzo's getting a lot of run.
Yeah.
DeZenzo's hitting well. Jake Myers obviously hitting well. Altuve's in left. Like, that conversation was 10 days ago, and so to see him kind of turn it on over the last 2 weeks has been a pleasant thing to see. Over his last 7 games, he is batting .370 with an OPS of, let me do the math, 4. That's 17. 874. That plays. especially in the 8-hole. Hey, kid, this is where you are every day.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Well, and then his future Hall of Famer teammate with that, in his last 6 games, Jose Altuve's 10 for 24, 2 homers, 417 batting average, 1,111 OPS.
Yeah.
So the offense continues to kind of find it and go up. All you need is your bullpen to keep locking it down, stay healthy, and your starting pitching to kind of patchwork, keep figuring it out there.
Well, I think it works because Framer and Hunter are so good. They're going to give you 6 to 7, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes 8.
Yeah.
Where the other 3, whether it's Lance, Gusto, Gordon, Blue Ball, whoever they call up, Johnny Holstaff, right? You're 60% of your rotation in a week is a Johnny Holstaff moment. If your horses go be horses, you can get there with your A team bullpen and your B team bullpen. And I thought we saw that kind of transpire over the Seattle series. Is it sustainable? I don't know.
Yeah. The worry is your bullpen getting a little run down on continually having to cover 6 innings. If that becomes a consistent issue, you hope that McCullers can kind of continue to improve and figure out how to go consistently at least 5, hopefully 6. Same with Gordon and the other guys. Hopefully, the more reps they get, the more comfortable they get, to where they can at least cover. If you're getting at least 5,
yeah,
I think that's fine. But when you start to get in a rut where you're continually having to take these kind of rookies out after 3 2/3 or 4 1/3 or something like that, and your bullpen multiple nights in a row is having to cover more than 5 innings, then I'm a little worried about the sustainability. But with the stretch coming up, we'll get into this. We have the Astros have the Athletics, then the Rays, and then it's Pittsburgh, Guardians, White Sox, Twins, Athletics again, Angels.
So there's a lot of W's in there.
They put a graphic on the game last night. Space City Home Network put a graphic that the Astros have currently. I don't know the numbers. I'm not a super math guy. I don't know how they calculate all this, whether it changes. Currently, the Astros have the easiest schedule left for the rest of the year in baseball.
Well, I think that you make a good point, because throughout this year, I know it's been different, and the Astros are 3 games above 500 right now at Memorial Day. And I think at Memorial Day, you kind of can know the identity of your team is.
Yeah.
And I think the identity of the Houston Astros is different of years past of the Golden Age, but the standard's still the standard. And it's just a little bit more gritty, a little bit more a little bit more different than years past.
You know what this is? The past Golden Age teams, those were the Avengers.
Ooh.
This team is the Thunderbolts.
Damn, what a pull.
This team is the gritty team. They might not have, super soldier serum guys yet. They might not have, aliens from other worlds fighting on the team, but they're gonna grind.
Hell or high water, they're gonna find a way.
They're gonna find a way on the streets. They're gonna figure it out.
I do think there's a scenario out there that we're sitting here in a month and a half's time, and you're like, how the hell is this team 9 games above 500?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not sexy. It's not, hey, the Astros, blah, 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 blah. It's just like, damn. That was, we both got in the mud there, and they got some licks on us, but we came out of that mud as the winner. And so,
looking at the schedule they've had, the fact that they're where they are at with this record right now, I'm not going to praise it. We're not going to be like, oh, this amazing team, but they're in a very solid position with the schedule coming up that they can really build some momentum going into the All-Star break.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on. I think the other side too is, other than like the White Sox, right?
Yeah.
every other games you kind of dropped or series you've dropped, you're like, shit, we lost to the Giants. And then you look up and the Giants are up out there in the West.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, we dropped the series of the Cardinals. Cardinals read off like 14 of 17.
Yep.
Oh, shit, we lost to XYZ. And then you look and they're on top. Like, so the losses in the micro were like, shit.
Yeah.
But when you zoom out in the macro, you're like, oh, that was actually a good team that we lost a 2-1 game.
You're absolutely right.
I mean?
Look at this. The Astros have faced it's one of the most games of any team against teams above 500. They're 17-17. So they've faced a lot of good teams and they've managed to grind to it exactly even there. The Mariners total have only had 19 games over teams above 500, and they're 8-11. So the Astros have had a way harder schedule. The Mariners have managed to go 21-12 against teams under 500. The Astros are 11-8.
Not good math, but that's 34 games to 19.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
two totally different. We're walking down parallel paths here, and the Astros are just they're in the woods. They're chopping down. The Mariners is walking down a nice, rosy little gravel path.
That's a beautiful painted picture you just did right there.
But the Astros are just right behind them. So, I mean, things can really change. They have to. The issue is, one thing we looking forward. The one thing we know the Astros, for better or worse, play up to good teams and usually down to bad teams.
Yeah,
and so they have to keep their foot down over this next stretch of a couple weeks. And, I would want them to be, after this stretch of 2 weeks against these teams, if they're not at least 5 games above 500 after this.
5 on top of the 3 right now, or 5 in general?
They're 3 right now. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 5 on top. Yeah, I mean, they need to go.
Maybe clear 8.
They need to be 8 over 500 by the end of this stretch.
I like that. And I think we said it when we were talking about this, when it felt like the battle in mid, but really it was just guerrilla warfare out in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's just, hey, this third of the season, you're 500. Okay. The next third, you got to be 5 games above. And the next third, you got to be 5. Right. Yeah. And I think they're trending that way. Joe has his guys. Obviously, they've been dealt some shitty hands with these injuries, and but they're resilient. They're gritty and they're grinding. So the one thing, and I think Saturday's game kind of was the microcosm of it all. A 2-1 win, Framber Valdez versus Brian Wu, where both guys didn't deserve a loss. They pitched their tails off. Yep. Framber went 6, 4 hits, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. He lost a little bit of the command there. A little weird zone. But then Souza, another clean inning. Brian Abreu, a clean inning, bouncing back from his Friday mishap, and then Hader, who's going to be an all-star, strikes out the side. Doesn't strike out. Strikes out 3, gives up 1 hit on his 13th save. He's 13 for 13 on the year.
I mean,
that's the team. They Brian Wu goes 6, gives up 9 hits. All 9 were singles.
Yeah,
it's not sexy, but they win. Yeah. They win.
And you know what? As frustrating as it is to keep, these innings where they get 2 singles, first and second, first and third, and then they don't score. As frustrating as that is, that's still better than just being ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the process is there. If you continue to get hits, the process is there. Those hits fall in like we saw yesterday. Those hits eventually fall in. You keep getting it, and then a Cam Smith ropes one down the line, and all of a sudden, it starts to work, and you tie the game. You keep doing that, and you get a big hit finally at the end with Walker. So
yep.
I'm very happy where they're at, but I also have high expectations over this next 2 weeks for them to be even better.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And the guy leading the way right now, we got to get in the pod without mentioning it, Mr. Isak Paredes. There goes my light. I don't know if that's a good omen or bad omen.
No, as soon as you said it, that means he's gonna. He's gonna hit the ball. He's gonna be lights out. He's gonna be
a new pope was just. There we go. Dude's on fire.
Yeah. We talked about it on the live show Friday. He looks scary in the box right now. If I'm facing him, it's like I go inside, I try and bust him in. All he does is he's like, all right. He puts his hands up. He's not getting scared at all. They're trying to brush him off because he crowds the place so much. Doesn't face him at all. He might pull it 700 feet foul, hit the scoreboard in left field at Daikin, but then he can still stay on an hour slider, or he doesn't chase it either. I mean, it's a scary at bat for a pitcher to face him right now.
And he just and look, everyone knows that Seattle's a problem. Dez says Seattle's a problem. That pitching staff is really, really fucking good.
Yeah.
He made that pitching staff look like a Sunday beer league.
Yeah.
Like dominated the zone.
Yeah.
Dominated his at-bats, like you said. And last 7 games, do you know what his OPS is?
Shit. It's got to be at least like 1,200.
1,206.
Yeah.
Last 15 games. Not good on math right here. That's 13. That's 8. That is 1038 in the last 15. In the last 30, 10, 9, 9, 9, 0? Yeah. 990.
Love it.
OPS in the last 30.
I mean, that's an
all-star.
He's with what just happened to Bregman, unfortunately. Shout out Brady. Sorry about that.
Shout out Brady.
That sucks. But like with that happening, he's now your AL leading third baseman.
Does this team have 5 all-stars?
Yes.
Isak, Jeremy behind Bobby. Jake's playing up there.
Jake should be. He's with his name and everything. I don't know. But definitely Isak, Pena, Hunter Brown, Hader for sure.
Those are 4 lock.
Yeah.
And then your 5th is Jake Myers, center field, all-star.
Yep.
This team that is 3 games above 500, chasing 1.5, is going to send 5 guys to Atlanta. Bare minimum.
Remember last time they had 5?
I don't know, Jim. I don't know.
Good things are happening in those teams. Yeah, I mean, like,
and you could argue King. You can argue Abreu. We all know that the middle relievers don't get nods.
Unfortunately, yeah, they don't.
It's all about closers, right?
Yeah, it's all about saves. It's for sure. Hader. Yeah. Haters might close out. Unfortunately for Hunter, Tarek Skubal is just on a totally different world right now, throwing 103 mile-an-hour fastballs to finish
in a Maddox.
To finish a Maddox complete game 13K. Like that's just crazy.
It's a problem.
Like
it's a problem for the bets.
That's tough. That's tough for the Hunter Brown squad. If it wasn't for him, it'd be between him. It'd be like if it was just between Hunter and Max Fried, I'd be like, Hunter Brown should be starting the All-Star game.
Yeah,
for sure, going to be Skubal at this point, but Hunter might be in there in the 3rd or 4th inning. It's definitely between those 3. It's going to be a fun year to watch with all 3 of them all year.
Yeah, and then you got the Ranger horses as well on the outside. They're gonna throw a wrench into it, but yeah, I think this team's got at least 5 all-stars right now. So
I mean, we're gonna. Past years, we haven't really done a whole lot with All-Star campaign stuff, just because it's usually been pretty obvious whether an Astro is going to get there or not. But I think this year we start some campaign.
I got an idea.
Okay.
You know how always during the World Series, whether it's M. Night Shyamalan or Jordan Peele doing the weird, they get the hire the actors to be like behind home plate and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, those campaigns.
Yeah.
What if we just hire a bunch of people or just our people and do shit around downtown with signs like Jake Myers All-Star and they just stand there? You know what I mean? Like we just do this whole guerrilla campaign downtown.
I'm all about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we could go a step further and just like go full Banksy and just start doing some street art and make some cool shit. And maybe
Hashtag
maybe
Jake
we
Myers.
maybe we get a little weird with it.
I think voting opens, I believe, early June, sometime early June. So it's coming up in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. So yeah, we'll start preparing. Y'all be ready.
I like that.
We got to be ready to vote. Actually, like something I haven't done in the past. I used to. I've fallen off it, and I should be back on it. Voting every day with all your emails. We're gonna get back on that. We're gonna get Jake Myers to the All-Star game, and we're
getting him to Atlanta.
Make Brian go to Atlanta and wear a shirt with Jake Myers' face on it.
It says "I'm sorry."
It says "I'm sorry." Exactly. All right.
I doubted Jake Myers.
Yeah. That's great.
But yeah, solid weekend, 3 of 4. I know we said 15 minutes and we're at 31. So
fine. Good team to talk about right now.
Yeah. You take series wins. It feels like this Astros team once again is different from all the others. They're gritty and they find ways to win at home, believe it or not.
Yep.
Except when we go. So maybe it's an us problem.
Yeah.
But shout out to our sponsors, Big City Wings. Their 14th location opens this week, this Thursday in Cypress. So if you're in that Cypress area, go to that grand opening and support Big City Wings. We'll be out there as well. Using Zang. It's Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everyone out there. If you're out, be careful. If you're out celebrating and you're having some cold drinks, make sure you use some Zing Zang. Head over to HEB, Total Wine, or Specs. And if you're out on the course, out on the boat, outdoors, you're probably rocking Kobe Stevens if you're not rocking Apollo HOU gear. So shout out to Kobe Stevens. Head over to their socials and their website and use code Apollo at checkout.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening to Beyond the Diamond podcast. We will see you Thursday. Talk about the 2 games with the Athletics, and then we'll be live Friday. So, all right.
We'll be at the ballpark Wednesday.
See you next time.
Peace. Love you guys.
Go through it.